Take your mind into the wonderful world of physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual wellness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kinetic Hour. Conversations with you and guests. With your host, Kenan, Wesley, Mason. That's me. Oh, a lot of people are talking about this city in Ohio where these explosives took place. And many people are asking, why hasn't Sloppy Joe made his trip to this respective city where there's still fumes from all the chemicals that exploded, these mysterious chemicals. And Sloppy Joe won't go. Well, I wouldn't either, especially if I'm in my 80s and I just been cleared from having COVID for the third or fourth time. And there's toxic chemicals in the city. Nah, Joe Biden's not going to Palestine, Ohio. Nope, not going. He's not going there. Because he's not going to try to get sick. The only way he'll go down there is if he wears a gas mask. That's probably the only way he would go down there. Because the fumes are too toxic. And the people down there are still complaining from all these toxic fumes that have been lingering for months. So yeah, Sleepy Joe's not going there. He's not going. And the Donald, Mr. Agent Orange, isn't going to debate either. Ay, ay, ay. It's a back and forth roller coaster when it comes to politics, the tit for tat game. If Donald Trump is indicted, then we got to indict somebody on the Biden side. So let's go get his son, which is fine. You know, hey, if he's been found guilty of something that is going to hurt national security or, committing treason against America by way of his father, then yeah, hell yeah, he should be indicted. If his gun was unlawfully acquired, yeah, he should be indicted. Whether he used it on somebody or whether he was going to use it on himself, we don't know. Did he purchase it under his drug-induced state? I don't know. But if he's indicted, then we'll possibly find out all of that in court. So a lot of stuff is happening. What else do I have here? It's so much. Back to entertainment. And just as a quick side note, a lot of people going back to entertainment really quick. The MTV Awards just passed, and Sean Combs got a lifetime or a global lifetime award for his accomplishments in the music industry. Sean Combs, otherwise known as Love, or otherwise known as Diddy, or if you want to go old school, Puff Daddy. That's been all of his names. I mean, he created a record label that was very successful, Bad Boy, back in the early 90s. And it was, Bad Boy Records is one of the major reasons why he's in the position that he's in right now. But if you notice, the last couple of achievement awards that he's received, This most recent one being from MTV. I think the last one he got was from the BET Awards, and that was earlier this year. Why is it that no one from Bad Boy is showing up to help him, celebrate for this prestigious event? Nobody from Bad Boy was on that stage with him. Why is that? Nobody from Bad Boy, past or present, was on that stage with him to celebrate this milestone, if you will. And not taking anything away from him or his accomplishments, but why none of the talent from Bad Boy was on that stage to celebrate? Where was Faith Evans? She was the queen of Bad Boy. That's what they used to call her. Where was the Lox? Where was Jadakiss? Where's Carl Thomas? Where's he? Where's Total? Where's 112? All of the artists and groups that made Bad Boy Records what it became. Became one of the biggest hip hop labels of the late 20th century, going into the 21st century. Why is it that none of the artists, not one, I mean, Shine came out for about 30 seconds at the BET Awards to pay his homage, I guess, for 30 seconds. He got on stage, did half of a verse, and then walked off, and we haven't seen him since. I mean, his son did Mace's part. His son, he was dancing, doing everything, just, paying homage to how they were back in the 90s, hopping and skipping and dancing the way they were doing. His son did Mace's verse. Now, granted, this is after he reportedly handed over their respective publishing, but only after the monetary value has diminished gravely over the years, because nobody really kind of pays attention to Bad Boy as a record label anymore. I mean, Bad Boy could be, to this day, I mean, they could literally be still the biggest label in the music industry. But obviously there has been a wedge between Sean Combs and all of his respective artists of the past. All of them, obviously, because none of them were on that stage. Not Day 26, not Danity Kane. No, none of them. They weren't on that stage. No, he had his sons and daughters out there. So it turned into a family affair, which is fine. But this is to celebrate you and your accomplishments. So why didn't any of your artists or your former artists, why weren't they on that stage with you to celebrate? I mean, what kind of damage, what kind of damage has there been between him being the CEO and leader, CEO, head honcho of Bad Boy Records, and all of the artists that put him in the position that he's in now? That's pretty amazing. I'm not even going to get into all the stuff that's been surfacing about people that have been around Sean Combs in the past, and how different things about his career are surfacing through people that have been close to him. whether it's his former bodyguard or whether it's, you know, uh, this whole thing about possibly having the person or people that were involved in the murder of Tupac Shakur and possibly the attempted murder of Suge Knight as well. So all of this remains to be seen on whether more finger evidence will be pointing towards him on a lot of the happenings within the entertainment industry, specifically his label and his possible involvements in the lives of other individuals in the music industry. It was just kind of amazing to me that not one artist from Bad Boy was on that stage with him to celebrate. Ay, ay, ay. Gotta love the entertainment industry, which is just like politics. It's all mind numbing. It's mind numbing on purpose. On purpose is mind numbing. It's the whether it's television, radio, your favorite radio personalities, the news, your respective news outlets, whether it's CNN, MSNBC, Fox, OAN, Newsmax. We can go on down the line. Hell, even new ones like News Nation, who try to play the middle. These are all respective outlets that are designed to sway your mind in a very specific way. It's politics. And the same with the entertainment industry. It's designed to sway your mind to think and look at the world very differently. That's why hip hop is the way that it is today. There's really no real balance in hip hop. I mean, we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop. 50 years. 50 years. We're talking 1973. And look at all the stuff that hip hop has gone through. People going to Congress and talking to the senators and the House representatives about how great hip hop is and how they need to leave it alone and just let it do what it's going to do. But people have infiltrated the art of hip hop, and it is what it is today. It's a very one-sided genre. There is no consciousness in hip hop today, unless you go underground to look for it. But if you're looking for it in the mainstream, it doesn't exist anymore. It did once upon a time. It did once upon a time. And you could have the balance in hip hop. You can have a 2 Live Crew and a 2 Short, and then you can have a Public Enemy, right? An NWA, Paris. For those that are underground, you know who I'm talking about. You could get artists like that bring a balance to hip hop, not the one-sided, over-sexualized side of hip hop, which is great. I'm not complaining about it. Hell, I love hip hop. I'm all about hip hop. I grew up on the hip hop. But it's changed gravely, which is why you have what you have now. A one-sided, over-sexualized, non-conscious root chakra frequency of hip-hop. And again, nothing against it, but there's no balance. There's no balance. We don't have any new artists in the mainstream, at least, that will mimic a KRS-One, or no groups that will mimic an X-Clan or Poor Righteous Teachers or even Public Enemy or NWA. The balance. I mean, we see an abundance of female hip hop artists today, which is great. The over-sexualization is questionable. That's all. Because I love hip hop still to this day. Hell, I love music, period. Having a music background and just having that inside of me always. And those that know me know that I've always loved hip hop and music and loved making and creating music. So I've always had a love for that. One day I'm going to go even deeper into the 50th anniversary of hip hop and just talk about that and the impact that hip hop has made on general society. I mean, general society is hip hop. I mean, there's nowhere you can turn and not see hip hop today. So, because it's everywhere, it's literally permeated the entire planet. So definitely, I definitely want to talk about the 50th anniversary before this year is up, and talk to some people too that are hip hop junkies like myself, and or just people that love music, period. Because I'm a music lover first before I'm a hip hop lover. I'm a lover of music, period. So I definitely want to have those discussions as we move forward. We're coming up, as I wrap up here, we're coming up on October, which is considered Breast Cancer Awareness Month and Mental Health Awareness Month. So I'm going to have more talks about that, those subjects specifically. And I want to go more into more in depth on those two subjects as we go into the month of October. More people need to be aware of how they can better take care of themselves physically and psychologically. Mental health is all the buzzword or buzz phrase right now. Mental health, we see it more and more being talked about and discussed and debated. I talked to, I had an interview with Dr. Jeffrey Shaler, who I'm going to have on again in the future. But we had a real nice discussion about mental health and some of the challenges that people face with the ever-changing world and how it's impacting their personal lives. So I definitely want to have a discussion regarding mental health and not only breast cancer, but just cancer as an illness or as a condition, and where it comes from, how it can be confronted without the use of chemical therapy and synthetic radiation and surgical procedures. Because many people, I'll keep on saying it, there are multiple ways that cancer can be healed. There are multiple, naturally, there are multiple ways that you can become mentally healthy naturally without all the drugs, the Adderalls and the Xanax, right? So I want to talk more about that and a whole lot more as we go into the fall season. Fall is officially upon us now. So there's still a lot to talk about before we wrap up this year. So tune in once again to the next episode of Kinetic Hour. Be sure to go to my YouTube channel, Kinetic Fit and Wellness Info. That's Kinetic, Kennetic, and this channel here, the Kinetic Hour. And I'm inviting all of you, whoever would like to come on as a guest, no matter how many followers you may have on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, doesn't matter, LinkedIn, doesn't matter. If you have something to bring to the table to where we can have an intelligent conversation, come on the Kinetic Hour. Whether you're a health influencer, a political influencer, if you're in the healing arts, I know there's a lot of people in the healing arts that are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, what they call conspiracy theorists. Let's talk, because my mind is wide open for these type of discussions, or any other discussion. Hell, I want to talk about the police departments and how they're literally engaging in criminal acts by disregarding what their badge stands for. So yeah, criminal justice is at hand. So there's more topics to come. Thank you all for listening and tuning in. There's an abundance of people that you can watch live. So thank you for tuning in to the Kinetic Hour. Until next time, thank you.